Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero is the 4th game in the long-running Trails franchise, with a fresh new arc set in the bustling province of Crossbell. Naturally, you're probably wondering, can I start with this entry to break into the series? As someone who's only played Trails of Cold Steel 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit of Sky first chapter, I would confidently say, yes you can. But I'd still recommend sticking around just to see if this game is for you. Lloyd Bannings is a budding police detective assigned to lead Crossbell's newest police division, the Special Support Section, or SSS for short. Lloyd's goal upon joining the police force was not only to serve the ever-growing city of Crossbell, but to uncover the truth behind the murder of his late brother, Guy Bannings. Besides being just an all-around nice guy, you'll see Lloyd go from being a troubled youth to a strong leader through the course of the game. It's hard not to compare him to other main protagonists from the series, such as Estelle Bright or Reen Schwarzer, but that's not a bad thing. Trails has always been set apart from the other big JRPGs in the way that everything that happens is connected or happens for a reason, and Lloyd does a perfect job of setting the stage for future events to unfold. Ellie McDowell is another bright-eyed member of the SSS. She plays a major role in your party as being your primary healer. Without Ellie, I would have lost against many a tough boss fights. She's not all heals though. She has an affinity for small children. When paired with how sweet and gentle she is, it gives her this mother-like persona which comes in handy through the story. She isn't always roses and blossoms, however. When she feels like Lloyd is getting a bit too much attention from the opposite sex, she'll often throw a jab at him in a playful manner, even going as far as calling him a womanizer. Sometimes it's sarcastic, other times you really can't tell. If it's directed at Randy, however, it's definitely not sarcastic. Speaking of Randy Orlando is the bulk of our operation. This 6-foot-tall playboy is a demon. When he isn't hitting up every girl in the city, he's dealing insane damage on the battlefield. Randy's always been a favorite of mine, and fans of the Cold Steel series may recognize him. In-game, he's basically your tank. He can take a beating and dish it right back. Randy's laid-back attitude always resonated with me as just being a bro. He's always there for Lloyd when he's in a pinch, even though he can get super jealous when Lloyd is surrounded and oblivious to the advances of the women around him. Tio Plato is the last member of the SSS and serves the intellectual role. Tio has the IQ of a supercomputer and oftentimes can use her special abilities to give the crew an extra edge in battle. Tio is the youngest of the group, coming in at age 14, but make no mistake, she can handle herself in a fight and does so with ease. There's not really a mage role in Trails, but she effectively is a mage. She specializes in arts, Trails' version of magic, naturally giving her a much higher magic stat. She's very handy when it comes to analyzing the enemy and giving the party the info they need to take the big bad down. Trails from Zero does a great job with such a small cast. Throughout the game, you'll have guest party members accompany you, but as for the core party, this is it. I've always personally preferred more than less party members in a JRPG, as it makes New Game Plus way more fresh, but I actually think that Zero does a great job of making the player invest in the current cast. Zero's the first game in a 2-part duology, so naturally we'll need to wait until Trails to Azure to see more of the cast's storyline. From start to finish, however, I feel Zero does a great job at its character building, storytelling, and overall world building for the next games in the series. Gameplay is as you'd expect for Trails, turn-based battles with an emphasis on the grid of the field. For those who are new to Trails, allow me to explain. Battles are activated when you run into an enemy on the field. Depending on the positioning of the enemy, you'll either get no advantage, regular advantage, max advantage, or if you try to run by an enemy and they attack you from behind, you'll get ambushed. This will give you different bonuses such as crits for the party, getting to go first, and increased chance for team attacks. Team attacks are a first for the series. When you see the team attack icon pop up as a battle order, it's time for everybody to stomp the enemies down. The battle orders are another wrinkle to this ever-growing system. Depending on what is in the chain, you could receive extra health, some EP, CP, Sepith, and even death element. Make no mistake, these bonuses are great, but if you aren't careful, you could have an enemy hit your party with a sweeping attack meshed with death element, one-hit KOing your whole team and sending you back to your last save. It's a good risk-reward system, best used in the combination with the party's heavy-hitting S-Crafts. S-Crafts function as a character's ultimate attack. Depending on if you use it for 100 CP or 200 CP, you'll see massive damage. Much like the battle orders, it's a pretty good risk-reward system. Do I use all my 132 CP now and get the damage off, draining Lloyd of all of his CP? Or do I try to get 200 for the full damage and risk him dying in the process, losing it all anyway?
The choice is yours.
Another unique feature exclusive to Azure and Zero is combo crafts. Combo crafts allow 2 users to spend 100 CP each for a combo offensive. At first, I thought these were just cute little combo techs, not really worth the time, but I quickly realized that these combo crafts were the wave. I briefly mentioned arts when talking about Tio, but to go more in depth, fight enemies, get Sepith, make new courts to fight stronger enemies, and then recycle. Arts can give you numerous advantages like CP regen, buffs to your defense and offense, restoring health, curing ailments, all that good stuff. Arts are a good alternative to using CP. Where EP can be restored with items or resting, CP can only be brought back through battle or inns, which aren't cheap. On lower difficulties, perfect court setups aren't needed, but for those looking for a challenge on higher difficulties, I strongly encourage you to play with this system as much as you can to see what works best for you and your party. And even if you're on normal, try to fiddle with it when you can. It's definitely worth it. In conclusion, Trails from Zero is a very good JRPG. Engaging gameplay, amazing soundtrack, cozy environments, and lovable characters. I give Trails from Zero a solid 8 out of 10. For those of you looking to see more of the game, I'll be streaming it on my Twitch channel tomorrow, Wednesday, September 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come hang out with us as I start a new game plus in hopes of getting the Platinum Trophy for this game. Until next time, deuces people.